tastes like dirty water.
What do you think, guys?
I start walking to the fortress / church type.
Cracking a wall, Pat.
Shouldn't we gear up?
I've got some gear,
Good.
Hey?
but I, as mentioned, don't have climbing gear.
I've got my knife.
I have a tent.
That's good. That is useful.
She has a really good survival skill.
I have.
Alright, let's go.
I have a sword.
Shall we?
Yeah, let's do that. I assume we all hold hands
Yeah.
and begin the journey across this canyon.
Alright, you guys go across the canyon and come up to this little slit in the wall and are able to
Just like
go
a sideways scurry slit.
a little bit, but with some like markings on the around the outside of it.
Can we read them?
Oh, can we read them?
Would it be a lore check?
Or
Yeah.
is it- If we just know that maybe somebody is a translator or something too.
Oh, thank you. You guys have translators. You guys could roll lore. Okay.
What?
Wow,
I'm
the
him too.
Wookiee. What the fuck?
Ancient Wookiee tongue.
So you notice that some of them are like Brotherhood of Darkness markings, but they don't have like the big symbol, which is looks like antlers.
Oh.
Looks like Brotherhood of Darkness.
Yep.
Interesting.
All right, you guys are entering this little slit. You guys have to do the little slidey, like sideways crab walky thing through the little entrance. But once you get through that little thing, you guys aren't restricted by it opens up a little bit. But there's a lot of steps going up, an exhausting number of steps, and they slowly start to like deteriorate a little bit. And the ground starts crumbling and busts underneath all of your feet.
I try to jump back and grab the stairs.
Everyone make an athletics check.
Hey! We did it.
You guys are all falling about 20 feet down. The stairs completely give out, and you guys all fall. Steve French doesn't take damage because he has a triumph.
Yes. I'm gonna ask about that.
You don't take damage. You take 4 strain though, Steve. Rux, it's a small fall, so you take 10 damage and 10 strain.
10
Goodness.
damage.
Yeah. Wheelbear, you have a
I'm at max
success.
strain.
You're unconscious.
It's a small fall. You're unconscious.
It's not really it's okay. In rules settings, it's a small fall, which is 10 damage, 10 strain, page 221 of.
He cites it to say, fuck you, that's what's happened.
Exactly. Rubo, you take 9 damage, 9 strain.
Wow. The success is 1 off of each. So
Yeah.
I am also unconscious.
Yep. Ko, you take the same, 9 each. Shay, you take 8.
The
Does
two people
anyone
just blacked out.
is
I'm
anyone
fine.
awake?
I'm up.
I'm awake.
Is Shay down too?
Pat,
I know
you-
what I can do in this situation.
Oh gosh.
I am gonna give Wheelbarrow a booster blue.
Alright, hold on. Steve French, you look around with the ground crumbled underneath you like you expected it to, or I don't know, maybe you're just on too many drugs. When you see things, it feels like you've seen them 1,000 times. You kind of like hit the side of the ledge or whatever is falling and like are able to balance yourself and don't hit the ground. You kind of do a little roll and then you kind of like land on your feet and do like oh wow, that was close. But then you see everyone else is knocked out. Or like hit the ground and out cold.
Alright, I'm up, I'm good.
Clay, you're out cold but differently than
Oh, nope,
the others.
I'm not. Okay.
So
I
I was describing it from Steve French's perspective, because he is the only one awake right now, which is unfortunate for the group. From a
He just does a bunch
standpoint.
of drugs and goes to sleep
From a
anyway.
practical standpoint. Clay, right when the ground crumbled from underneath you,
Oh.
you kind of blacked out, but now you come to and in this place, this jungle-like place.
Does it look like home?
Kind of looks familiar, but like in a dream sense.
Doesn't
Okay.
that have a success and a
Is
triumph?
it a thing where it's like it doesn't look familiar, but you know where you are?
Yeah, yeah, like it doesn't look like Cholgana, but you're like, this is Cholgana.
Like you wake up and you're like, why was I on Cholgana? That was weird.
Yeah, like it feels like home, but
Okay.
it looks way different. Like it's unfamiliar. And you're old.
Oh.
And you're coming across a kid in the jungle who's looking for something.
Do I recognize him?
No.
Hello.
Kind of looks at you and then just kind of scurries off.
Follow.
You're chasing him through the jungle, and like the woods are getting thicker and thicker, to where like you're like pushing your way through, and then you come across him standing over this dead like bat-looking thing. He's kind of just holding it in both hands.
Is it big? Or is it just
Like
a normal?
the size of a squirrel.
What's that?
He just kind of holds it up at you.
So I kind of reach for it.
As you reach for it, it turns into the jewel that you stole from the museum.
Uh-huh.
But as you grab the jewel, you also look up and the jungle's on fire.
Oh. Is the kid still there? I look back for him.
No,
Oh man. Is there any way out?
no. And now we're cutting to Rux. Rux, you have force powers, right?
Yeah.
Alright, same thing with you. The floor collapsed underneath you. And the next thing you know, you're in a place that you've been a million times before. Just, there's smoke filled in the room. You're in this old casino bar, like, trap house, essentially.
Great.
And you're just fucking boozing and hitting your death sticks or whatever your drug of choice is. Eris Shen is next to you, just kind of laughing along with you.
Would I know what bar I'm in?
Like you feel like a familiar sense, like you've been there, but
But would it be somewhere where I would be with her, or is it weird that she's there?
you don't feel like it's weird.
Okay.
You're kind of in this like druggy state that you're just
Okay.
kind of like enjoying yourself.
Gotcha.
And then these big like shadowy figures, like 5 or 6 of them, come and just grab Eris from your table and start hauling her away. And now the room is no longer a bar, but it's like a long dark hallway, and you're at one side of it. And then you see these shadowy figures dragging her down the hallway.
Can I try to run after her?
You can, but you can't run that fast.
One of
Feels like
those
you're-
dreams. Like I'm being pulled back or pushed back.
Mm-hmm. And then the shadow figures see you running, and as you start running towards them, your legs are slowing down, like they're in syrup. Every time you take a step, they kind of slow down and get closer to you, like you can almost reach them.
Can I reach them?
No. All right.
Then
Now
what happens?
we'll cut back
Cut it.
to reality. Patrick, you're the only one awake. You see everyone is on the ground.
I figure Wheelbarrow's the only one that can wake everybody up. So I wake him up by giving him Booster Blue.
God, this is unfortunate.
Mason, you were just strain disabled, right?
Yeah, I still have 16 health.
Yeah. So
Alright, then
You
I
could-
get sorry.
no, I mean you could wake him up. He's unconscious. So like if you give him like a couple slaps, you can wake him up. I mean, it is in your character to just inject Booster Blue into people.
I mean, that feels like what would happen.
I'm gonna do the Booster Blue.
Okay. Well, now we gotta fucking
Wookie
raged out
fucking
Wookiee.
fucking
This is
sits
gonna
up.
be bad.
He sits up straight, screaming.
Yeah. Mason, you've felt strong every day for your entire life, but now you feel 10 times as strong as you ever have been.
God, we're gonna have a fucking drug addicted Wookiee.
I think we're gonna have a drug-addled Wookiee commit a murder right here. I think it's what's gonna happen.
Pat also loses an arm like Mason did. We're gonna have another arm side mission.
Does it like bring my strain back? How do I actually get up?
Take it like off the threshold, so Booster Blue like takes away strain, I think. I forget what the mechanic is, but like
Do I recognize Patrick?
yeah.
Thought that was
Lucky.
a drug.
In the clear. Then I go over to the other guys to see if I can wake them up by slapping
Who are-
around a little bit because I'm out of Booster Blue.
Who are you? Just waking up?
I'm gonna wake up Rux. I give Rux Blanton a couple nut taps, see if he'll wake up.
He doesn't
Don't wake
respond, but
up.
he's breathing. Shay, what's your strain at?
3, 4, 3.
So wait, so you're awake?
Yes.
You took fall damage. You're hurting pretty bad, but as the dust clears from the broken stairs, you see that the Wookiee has big blue eyes, and Steve is
cute.
Steve is just kind of standing there like, did I make a mistake? And then the other two are passed out.
All right. I ask Wheelbarrow if we can just load them in one of my bowler nets and pull them where we need to go.
Build this newfound superhuman strength, probably. Do we have to cart? I've pulled them all before.
So it's pretty dark down here.
I have dark vision.
Okay,
oh, no,
Patrick
that's
can
not
fucking
this
see.
It's when making skill checks, Keldors remove up to 2 setback dice imposed due to darkness.
Jeez, okay.
I look around.
Hold on.
There's a way out.
I have some scanner goggles and electro binoculars. I think one of those has a night.
Alright, it's very dark, but we gotta do a check. Perception. Pat, you go first since you have whatever eyes.
Okay. Dark vision.
Clear eyes.
I can use
That's
scanner
bullshit.
goggles to see in the dark. And
Okay, Mason, you go ahead then.
We can use the nets to make shift like a sled. Is it just all stone down here?
Just do a perception real quick.
I have a tent on me.
That would work too.
You're
Make
asleep.
a little tarp.
I know, but if he's gonna carry me, you might as well
You don't
It's
see
dark.
anything.
scavenge my shit.
Chris, you said you have scanner goggles?
I
That just-
perceive all.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was
I
gonna
have
have you. I
scanner.
was gonna have you roll because you can just see through. Like,
Technology aids me.
Yeah, it says it allows seeing in the dark.
so as the dust settles from the crumbly stairs, you see there's two statues. Like it's a circular room with a large door on one side, and a kind of crumbled down door on the other.
Okay.
And then obviously the hole in the ceiling. There's a circular pattern in the room on the floor, but by the door there's these two statues, larger than human size. So like picture like 10-foot statues. One is standing there in like a guard stance.
Like a sword fighting guard, or like standing there with like spear at like the vertical, like
Picture
the,
like
at rest guard.
a sword fighting guard, like how they grip this sword and like hold it at their chest, except there's no sword and his head's missing. And the other side of it is a statue. What looks like it's like akin to like a Buddha thing, where like he's meditating, like that kind of pose. Except one of his arms is gone, and there's like this big ring in front of him that looks like it's a little lower, so it's like accumulated some like weird goo, what you would assume is water.
Okay. Can I taste the goo?
It's dirty water.
Can I taste it?
Yeah, it's dirty water.
It tastes like dirty water.
They don't see what you're tasting.
God, they just hear that in the dark.
Everybody just almost died. They get woke up in a dark room, and the first thing they hear is it tastes like dirty water. Oh, our group. This is not the elite fighting force that the Gravediggers are. This is the other group.
Yep. Yep, there's a completely different group.
It tastes like dirty water. Oh. Let me put some
wonder what
drugs
it
in you.
is.
Let me put some drugs in you, see if I can help you out.
It's very dark down here. You guys can see. Mason, you can see about arm's length around
Well,
you.
how handy that one of my arms is a flamethrower and I can make a torch.
Well, that would actually.
A torch or a gout of flame.
Yeah, I'm gonna project some flames straight
I mean,
up
if
in
you
the
just
air.
put it like a low, like a low burn.
There is no low.
There is no pilot light on this flamethrower.
Get like a hot air balloon, shoot it up in the air.
Okay, so the room is about as you launch this flamethrower in the air, straight up. I'm assuming at the hole that you just kind of fell through.
Yeah.
It lights up the entire room. You see the bow statues as well, and like a bunch of debris and stuff all over. You see a weird look on Steve French's face that he just put booster blue on you, and then you just stood up and fucking launched your flamethrower in the air.
Fuck yeah!
And Steve, I think you need to make it a discipline check. You're terrified of the Wookiee. Like, utterly terrified.
I'm not gonna sweet child of mine that scream.
Okay. So, yeah, you guys see the room is about, as he lights it up, or Wheelbro lights up the room, you see it's about circle shape. I've kind of already explained it a little bit. It's like 25 feet. So you guys have some room, but it's not huge.
Do they see our motionless bodies?
Yeah.
And I attempt to wake up the other guys.
You go over to them, since you can see in the dark. I'm assuming you're not gonna just hold the flame thrower. It was kind of like a little burst.
It's just like just like a snapshot of the room.
Yeah.
Everybody's flash blind.
Just Steve. Chris, you can see, so you walk over to them and try to wake them up, and you notice that they're both in like a weird,
Are my eyes open?
Twilight state.
weird consciousness.
Okay, I leave them alone.
You're now entering the Twilight Zone.
Can I go over and like inspect the statues closer?
Yeah,
Like,
which
touch
statue
them
you're gonna
and,
go
like,
to?
look at the door. The one on the right first.
Okay, you go up to the one that is like the meditative one.
Right.
You see it is in a meditation position that you would recognize, and the little pool in front of it that you have drank out of is about, like, if you were to stand over it and had your arms out and did a spin.
Isn't that what got you in trouble on your camping trip?
Yeah.
Just drinking the water.
He's gonna shit blood later. No. Oh, the pool is like, I don't know, 5 feet in diameter.
Okay.
Like big enough for one person, essentially.
Word.
You notice an identical circle sitting underneath the statue, but without the water.
Okay. Somebody come over here and stand in this circle.
I kindly oblige.
Can I go stand in the other one and see if anything happens?
Steve hears your voice in the dark, but can't see you.
Okay. Can I inspect the door and like see if it's locked or
Yeah,
whatever?
you see it. Alright, you look you can do perception again.
Okay.
You see it's like a 12-foot tall door that is, you don't see a handle or anything, but just like two stone like tablets just been pressed together, and there's a lot of dust on it and stuff.
Okay.
Looks like it hasn't been opened in a very, very long time.
Ask the Wookiee if he can open the door.
Is that athletics? Try
Are you
and just
gonna
pull
go
it
try
open?
to open the door?
Yeah, just go and try and pull it open.
Alright, go for it.
What is that?
That was a rough one.
Yeah. It's hard to open.
What's that pentagram doing there?
That is a despair. So, as you go up to the stone tablet, you give a nice little Wookiee scream.
He should have had some boost die because he's all hopped up on Booster Blue.
Oh, that's true. Wow.
Still wouldn't have helped.
Yeah.
No.
You didn't feel any budge whatsoever, but like dust started kind of falling off above you and lands on your like fur. The despair is that you hear something like not close by, but in the little area you're in, like the temple, move, and you know that's very, very big.
Anybody else got any ideas?
As far as like constructs go, do we know if those are like if there's ancient statues that used to move anywhere? I'd imagine maybe for Sith tombs.
Since you said it seemed familiar to me, I'm gonna look around to see if anything bites my memory.
Where are you looking? Because you kind of saw the room mostly.
Near the door.
You look near the door, you see the two statues are kind of like to the left and to the right. Yeah, you see a huge stone door that Wheelbro just tried to open.
I offer the idea that the statues need to be moved to the circles. I need Wheelbarrow to be my G and move them.
How far are they from the circles?
There's only two circles, and they're on the right side of the room. They're both about the size of a person. One the statue is sitting in, and the one is across from it looks a little worn down and has the dirty water in it.
Okay, I'll try and move the other statue, the one that's not in a circle.
So the warrior pose one. This one is bigger and heavier. You can try to move it. Go ahead. And I'm giving you a boost. Alright, you win. You go and move it, How are you moving it?
God, he's just brute forcing it. It fucking looks like.
Yeah, just bear hug it from the side and just move it with like just push into it and pushing it.
As you're pushing it across the room, you see you're pushing it towards the other statue, right?
Towards the circle, the other circle.
Which is in front of the other statue.
Yeah.
Okay. And as you're doing that, there's like a part in front of the door that you seem to have triggered some sort of pressure plate. It sinks down when the statue's on it. And then this like line across the floor that you didn't notice before has shot up and gone towards the door.
Like a light?
Yeah.
What color is it?
This one is red.
Red in Sith door territory. Like Indiana Jones. Moving statues and getting red lasers in ancient ruins.
I'm just blacked out on the floor. I feel like I'm at
We're going back to you in a second.
one of Steve French's parties.
So we moved him in, and then this light happened. What else happens?
Nothing.
I'll keep moving it. One more square.
You move it another square, and the light stops, and you see that the pressure plate that it was on has moved up.
I'll move it back.
The red light goes back on.
Okay. We gotta search around and find another pressure plate. Fire another gout of flame into the air.
Start looking for the pressure plates.
Yeah.
Kay is looking.
You see one.
Step on it.
Nothing happens when you step on it.
Fuck. Stand on it.
Nothing happens. Alright, we'll go back to Ko. The fire, jungle fire
Jungle fever.
going on. You see that you are young, and then there is now an older person, your master, and he's berating you for burning the forest.
I didn't. No, it caught on fire. I swear. There was a kid and he showed me some animal, and when I touched it, do I still have the jewel?
Yes.
It was this. Then everything caught on fire.
He looks at you with like a condescension look.
Thought I taught you better than this.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean for any of it to happen.
He gives you a lecture of,
When the jungle is on fire, you must find it within yourself to be calm.
I look like a sad puppy. I will do better.
he's tired of hearing your excuses and keeps berating you, and as he does that, the flames of the jungle are getting higher and higher.
Are we saying this while the forest is on fire?
Yeah, he's kind of towering over you now. He's bigger than he's ever felt.
Okay, so I'm gotta focus in here. I'm gonna do my best to calm down.
Discipline.
What he always trained me for.
Oh, discipline.
Oh.
You retreat into yourself and kind of crouch down. This is the worst you've felt in a while. Your master has been berating you, your role model.
Hadn't seen him so long, too.
Yeah, and you were just excited to see him. But you take his words to heart, and you know that you must retreat within yourself. And as you get down on your knees and start meditating,
Kind of just like taking each of all the feelings I have and like looking at them and then kind of dismissing them one at a time.
you forget the fires wherever even started around you. Now you feel you've found peace. Alright,
Okay.
now to Ruck's dreamland. You're still in this hallway, running after Eris, and these shadow figures keep pushing you back.
I tried to fight them off. Try to push through them.
You push through them and see yourself on the other side. Like, you push through them kind of like, they don't feel like they're people. They kind of feel like they're just kind of blobs. When you push through them, you see yourself on a ledge standing over, and you see Eris hanging down from this, like, I don't know, this man-made contraption, and she's over this huge hole in the ground that you can't see what's below that. But she's far away and she's yelling for you to help her.
I never should have slept with this woman. What else is there anybody else? Are those people still coming after me?
No, they have seemed to disappear.
And I'm like up basically on like a...
You're like on a ledge, but there's a little platform that you're standing on, and then there's nothing below you that you can see, and Eris is hanging, screaming.
I guess I'm gonna go try and pull her up, try to run to her.
You can't reach her. And then as you turn around to see what's behind you, like if there's that hallway still there, the hallway has disappeared, and there's only, like, you notice that you're standing. Picture like American Gladiators, you know how they stand on those two like things and they fight with those giant Q-tips?
Yeah,
Picture that, but like they're way farther away.
I guess I'm gonna try to run and jump.
She shouts out to you that the only way to save her is for you to jump off the edge, and then she's urges you not to because she's in love with you and can't see you die, and that she is going to jump off.
I tell her not to. I say, I'll fucking jump, and then I jump.
I'll fucking jump. You jump into the darkness and are falling and falling. Your heart, like, you get that, like, stomach dropping jump feeling. And all you hear is her screams, and they start fading. And now we kick back into reality with Dingus Wingus and
The Wookiee.
Like a radio talk show.
You're listening to 109 Dingus and the Wookiee.
I'm gonna try and move this other statue.
Move it.
Is that cool?
Lot of threat.
Wookiee's so strong.
you move it, and it hits the pressure plate. A blue light. And the door starts to open, and it's rumbling like. At this moment, right when the door opens, Ko and Rux wake up in the middle of the room.
Like they also were woken up with Booster Blue?
It's pitch black still, but there's two lasers.
Yeah, the room is kind of lit up a little bit.
I sit up and I look around and I'm shaking my boots, but I'm pretty recovered because I kind of brought it together at the end.
You and Rux wake up in this weird room that you've never seen before. After this really weird experience, you've had the most lucid dreams of your lives. And kind of look at each other, and you know that you both just experienced something weird.
God damn, I just had the fucking strangest dream.
Yeah, me too.
She told me she loved me, so I jumped off the cliff. I couldn't be dealing with all that. It was fucking weird.
She loved me, so I just fucking bailed.
That was interesting. I just kind of look over at Ko, Rug, like, ha 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 ha.
I couldn't do that, right, guys? We had very different dreams. Stands up and kind of just goes and stands. I think he'd go and he'd stand. He'd get right on this threshold. 2 colors.
We can't really see each other, can we?
The room is lit up enough now that
Okay.
you guys
with
can
the
see.
lasers.
I'm standing right on this midpoint of the blue and the red.
Lead the way.
The door open?
Yeah.
Oh man, do I have any? I feel like this. Probably feel pretty confident about everything now.
Do the lasers continue into the darkness?
No, they open the door, and as the door opens,
What
leads
do
you
I
to
perceive through the door?
a long hallway that is like a mixture, like it terraces up with like 3 or 4 steps at a time up to another door.
Okay. Anything on the walls?
Yeah, along the side of it, along the left side you see the same sort of meditative smaller statues, and on the right side you see the same warrior statues.
I think Ko's gonna start going.
As you guys continue through this, it's like it's a way narrower room than the one you were just in. It's all roll lore.
We
I
don't know
want
shit.
to do a perception check again to see
Oh!
if my eyes have adjusted.
They have.
Okay.
Your roll.
Okay. Is Ko the only one who did it?
I did.
Ko, you notice that the warrior statues, the one outside and that you just passed, was way larger, but did not have weapons, and these all have cross-guarded lightsabers,
Oh.
like in their hands. So that's what was missing from the one outside.
Like actual lightsabers or statue lightsabers?
Statue lightsabers.
Oh, I was gonna say.
And cross-guards, it would be the equivalent of whatever that dude in the new one's called.
Kylo Ren.
Yeah, Kylo Ren. I'm having a brain fart looking at all these notes. Yeah, so you see the cross-guard lightsabers and notice that they would be a part of the Black Guard that you would have heard about this in like ancient lore stuff from your master. And you would know that from that the Black Guard, I guess you didn't know who the Brotherhood of Darkness were, but you know that the Black Guard was a like refined very small group of Force users that kind of believed in the Jedi Order. Jedi, like not Jedi. They sought to bring balance to the light and dark sides within themselves.
Oh shit, guys.
Not necessarily, not like with the Force, but like just within themselves.
Okay, that's pretty baller.
This is really important.
Let's push forward.
Oh, is excited and terrified and too excited and also excited, terrified. What he's been looking for, he thinks.
All right, you guys get to the door at the stair step hallway, and it's smaller than the other one. Looks more regal.
I'm gonna open it.
You open it.
Yeah. This one's much lighter. Is it dark inside?
Yeah, there's some cracks of light coming through from like what you can tell is like the outside. From what sun Korribann has is shining through a little bit. You see a throne, and at this throne is a dead corpse.
Like a skeleton or a corpse?
A skeleton. It is rot. Oh, like it is old.
I feel like I would open my mind to receiving all of the signals from the Force that I can, but also approach it.
Use your foresee.
Oh, I can. Yeah, let me foresee.
So you're tapping into the light side, eh?
Tap tap.
Feels right. It feels like where I am is right,
You,
and this is where I should be.
as you're walking up to the statue, you all see, or not statue, sorry, throne with the skeleton. You notice it's a skeleton with these dark, tattered robes, and his left hand is not a skeleton, or its like left arm is not a skeleton. It looks like a piece of metal from where you guys are standing. Clay, you get a sense of that same similar power that you had way back when you foreseed earlier. Foresought.
Foreseed.
Except it's way stronger. It is. And you also notice that the jewel that you've been carrying is glowing.
Okay, take it out of my robes.
It is glowing, and it feels like it's drawing you towards the throne.
I'm gonna let it take control here.
Ooh, okay.
Just kind of follow where it's telling me to go. Not like let it take control of everything, but like where it's pulling, I'm gonna take it.
Leads you to the throne, and you see this arm is like a giant gauntlet.
Is it?
And make a discipline check.
Oh, he has discipline. He's gonna have to boss fight me as I go insane.
So you failed, and what that was is you feel a temptation toward the gauntlet and go to grab it. And Squeak, you have to make a discipline too.
Oh, this won't be good.
I have very little self-control.
Yep.
You fail, and what's your morality weakness? Like your negative one?
Addiction.
Just as weakness.
You're just so weak.
Okay.
This
There
is your
was
physical
a-
weakness.
Hold on, is that an actual one, or did I fuck that up?
Well,
Probably
regardless,
fucked it up, but I
There's
kind of
a
like
fine
it.
line between showing mercy to one's foes and letting evil fester because one does not want to engage with it. The character may let bad things happen just simply because it is hard to deal with them.
Ah, so you're kind of a quitter.
I guess.
read your morality strength, by the way. That was the only one I
Compassion.
remembered. Read the other part.
Passion.
Like the
Little
description.
Rux cares about the tribulations others face and wants to help those he comes across. His compassion may lead to self-sacrifice in order to aid those who need it.
Except for fucking eras.
Jump from a cliff.
Well, no, that fits his weakness well. Instead of dealing with it, he just fucking jumped off a cliff.
Could be smart. Oh, you failed your discipline check.
For the gauntlet, 2 failed discipline checks.
Clay, you touch the gauntlet
Yeah.
and
I
know
do.
that the gauntlet has power. Rux, you are across the room, but you see that he's touching it, and you don't like that. You're jealous. You want that gauntlet.
Hey, I don't like that.
The other 3 of you are just kind of like, this is a big room.
Shoot my flamethrower in the air.
Okay, you shoot your flamethrower in the air. You see it lights up the room pretty nicely. You see a chest, like an old dusty chest.
That seems. I want it.
It's underneath like what looks like a big weapon rack, but like framed weapon rack. That wasn't like a weapon for weaponing, but like weapon for show. But it's no longer there, but it's underneath that.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go and pull out the chest from underneath.
It is locked.
Okay, can I pull it away from the wall?
No, it's really big. It's like big.
Okay.
I know you're
Move
big,
the-
but like
Yeah. Try and. Is it like a padlock?
really old, rusted. It's like picture like steel chest, like or like.
Punch it with your metal arm.
Yeah, I'm trying to crush it with my metal hands.
Okay, wait, go.
Crush it like a pop can or a beer can. Brah.
All right, you crush it.
Stupid fucking Wookiee has just been.
Describe how you destroy
Thing.
this old chest.
Just like it's a beer can that you just finished. It's like your 20th one, and you feel proud of it, so you just crush it in your hand and get your fingers all the way around it. Now it just looks like a cord apple, but it's a padlock on the end. It's all rusted and then crumbles. Most of it was rust anyway.
You see this thing that looks inside of it like a.
Yeah, I'll open the chest.
I figured that was what the goal was, with just crushing it. You see this old thing that looks like this weird thing that attaches to your wrist. Well, that's what you assume it does. I'm not really sure what it does.
I'll put it on my living wrist.
It looks like it has a little button on it.
Okay. Is there anything else about it before I push this button?
Nope.
Alright, push the button.
This big like energy field comes out of it, like a circular energy field, and it looks like a. It's called an energy buckler.
Oh, cool. So it's like a disc on my
Yeah,
arm.
picture like kind of like a force field thing that kind of just like.
Like the size of a Captain America shield.
Yeah,
We
and it, like when it's off, it looks like a piece of like grandma's jewelry. You know how grandma always had that like really big jewelry? Like, you're like that's not
big
even like.
gaudy stones.
Yeah.
Hopefully my fur covers most of it, and I don't get questioned about it.
Yeah. And you just assume that it can be used to block things. You're not quite sure. I'll give you the stats.
Given that vibe.
So who else is not? I'll have Chris take a shot at me while I have it. Just shoot me while I have it deployed.
I don't think I have a handgun.
Oh, you only have the knife.
Pretty sure I only have the knife.
Damn it. We'll test it later.
Steve and Shay see this energy like just kind of buckler.
Mason's
just
Wookiee just
light
is
up
becoming
from the
Captain
side of the
America.
room.
And the Winter Soldier. I already have the bionic arm.
What do you guys think about it?
I think it's very interesting, and I want to keep exploring. Try to find maybe something to help Startha get out of her bonds.
I forgot about Sartha Meward.
Do a check of perception.
Okay.
And I'm giving you a boost die because
So
you
then-
are familiar with it. You do not find anything in the room
That was a rough roll.
that
High stakes in this room, man.
you can't find anything in this room that would help you get her out of her collar.
Right on.
The boost is for since you kind of are familiar with collars and you have had one on your neck before. You know that this temple wouldn't have anything to do with the collars, so that's why, like,
I thought she said that we could find something to get her out of it.
that's what her hope was. Maybe it was through the lens of somebody who has been a prisoner for 20 years.
He wants you to kill him.
Right. I gotcha. Well. That could be arranged.
Can I sense emotions of the group while I'm reaching for this glove?
So you're extremely drawn to this gauntlet still, and you're closer than Squeak, so you go to grab it.
Yeah. I think I try to take it off the skeleton.
Alright, you take it off. It like snaps the old dusty arm of the skeleton, and now you're just holding this gauntlet.
I think he wants to put it on.
It's a metallic blue gauntlet, which would cover the right shoulder and arm all the way down to the fingers with segmented like carapace-like plates. On the back of the hand is a rectangular blue gem that gives off a faint glow. When you touch it, Clay, it feels cold to the touch.
Put it
But
on.
also, when you touch it, it gives you a sense of righteousness.
Fucking put it on, Kirby.
You put it on. Squeak does not like that you just put it on.
I don't. I tell him he should take it off.
You don't understand what you're asking.
I think I do.
It gives you a sense of righteousness. And you feel like you have a clear sense of justice in the world.
Of course I fucking do.
Yeah, hanging around with us.
But the Gauntlet's idea of justice favors not just defeating or disarming enemies, but putting permanent end to the opposition. And right now,
Don't know what you're asking, Rux.
I'm gonna
Horse
use
is vibing.
my influence to try to make him give me the gauntlet.
discipline versus discipline.
Oh
Right.
god, this is bad.
Clay,
It'd be 2 reds and 2 purples for my discipline.
okay. Roll discipline, Rux, when you're ready.
Whoa, we have some excitement.
I fucking feel it.
So you don't convince him to take it off.
I feel like
what's
I
your
can.
triumph?
Was I able to feel him use the force to try and influence me?
Yeah, that's what the disadvantage will be.
You don't know what you're doing.
I guess the triumph is that I start scheming on how to get it away from him at a later date.
Oh my god, that's the triumph, is you just start scheming.
Start scheming. No, I honestly don't know what would be
Maybe you're
appropriate.
just, okay. Maybe
Which is
the triumph
something.
is,
I think
so
the
you
triumph is
didn't
that I
take it
don't
away.
react too badly to being tempted to be influenced. I feel like that works
Hold
good.
on, no, that'll be a different thing, I think. You failed to influence him to give it to you. He knows that you tried to do that. The triumph would be that maybe you now no longer resist the temptation of the gauntlet.
Okay.
And you could see, like, just by the look in his eyes, you're like, oh shit, maybe I don't want to fuck with that thing.
That makes sense.
It'll be detrimental to you.
Alright, the rest of the group kind of walks over to you guys as this is.
I'm fucking mean mugging him. I'm like not like angry, but like watching him
So
intently.
is the throne the only other thing in the room, or I?
Yeah. You do see behind the throne, like, a crack. What would be it? You guys think is a way out?
Okay. Well, we haven't found anything to help Darth Muir, so perhaps it's time we leave.
Can I take a bone?
Sure.
Take a small bone that'll fit in a pocket.
His whole hand.
Breaks off a finger.
Think about taking a skull. I'm gonna take a skull.
Be thematic.
Are you taking the skull?
Don's jawbone. Yeah, I'm taking a skull.
You take his skull.
Essentially, I feel like there's more to learn from him.
Alright. As this is happening, that little sound you heard, Mason, earlier when you tried to nudge the door, it makes a bigger nudge.
Okay.
And back from where you guys had come from, the room of duality, one of the walls just busts in and it just lets out this gigantic roar.
We should
Maybe we should go check that out.
yeah, let's see where the crack goes.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Alright.
in or out?
Out, away from whatever that was.
You don't want to see where it came from?
As you guys are wondering whether to leave or not, it now busts through the door that you guys struggled to open with the statues.
Tarantula.
He French knows what it is.
It's a Trentitech. They're creatures which fed off the blood of force sensitives in inhabited caves and tombs, and they're fucking huge.
Oh my fuck.
And it's just barreling down the
Looks like Malphite.
big,
Time to
long
go.
hallway.
How the hell do you spell that?
T-E-R-E-N-T-A-T-E-K.
Rizitech.
I run for the crack.
Structure?
Alright.
I'm running
What
for
I
the
assume
crack
to be the
too.
exit.
Yeah.
I'm limping to the crack. What is my strength still at 0?
We're all pretty close to being fucked.
Chris, you're going through the crack first. You're kind of like skivvying through. You make it through. Clay, you're second. Squeak was third. He's hobbling though. As this happens, the Trentitech gets to the tomb room and his head busts through and it lets out another roar and like starts reaching in and like trying to bust. It doesn't quite fit in the tomb room yet, but the frame around the door is starting to like crack.
I'll run towards the back, too. Try and be the last one into the crack.
Well, you break your mother's back.
Steve, what are you doing? Are you leaving?
Yeah, I'm running out.
You guys are all running out. Exit to the familiar Korribann shitty sunlight and see that the camp in the distance. You're farther away than you expected. You're still hearing the roars. They're a little fainter now, and the ground's kind of rumbling, but you feel like the Terenzitech definitely can't make it through that crack. It was too small.
Yeah.
We can start walking back towards Bartha, where our ship is.
Yeah, we should.
So mechanically, Clay, when you're wearing the gauntlet, when you inflict a critical injury, you roll a force die, and for each dark side that you roll, you add 10 critical injury to that crit. And when you activate the dark side on crits, and you have to, if you roll it, you gain 5 conflict.
For each, or just in general?
For each.
That's definitely good. I'm gonna descend, team.
But yeah, you guys are headed back to start the Mewert's gypsy-like tent. You guys are still pretty beat up from the fall, but you're also emotionally drained. Well, 2 of you definitely are. Clay, you're kind of seething a little bit. You're on edge.
I think I feel
You
good
feel-
about
You feel too good though.
feel good.
Mason, you have a nice little compliment to your fire death arm.
Yeah.
And,
I won't put it on the other arm. My living arm.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like you got the.
Oh, compliment. Yeah.
You got
Not
a shield,
efficient.
basically, right?
Yeah. An energy shield.
And you guys are headed back towards the camp. Start the Mewert's in there, and is kind of excited to see you. And like,
Did you find anything to get me off this planet?
Nope.
No, I don't think the gauntlet could do anything.
do you mention the gauntlet to her?
No, I'm just saying.
I
I'd
don't.
like to, like, you know.
I think I'm
Us.
quite protective of it.
Yeah, I don't think he would
Definitely.
let us use it anyway. So, nope, we didn't find anything. But can I take a look at it? Maybe do a little mechanics and see if I can help her.
She goes,
You know, if you fail to take it off, it could kill me.
Oh. Eh.
What's the risk I'm willing to take?
but she says like,
I've been on this planet for too long. I think I need some. It's time for me to take that chance. I can't do it myself.
How could we get you out of here without doing that?
The only way to get this off is
to dismantle Rio.
Oh, okay. Well, we can do that. Want to wait a little bit, like a week or two. We might get there.
Rio's on World. She runs the.
What the opinion of the group is. Okay, well that's good information. That's something we need to take care of right now. Or any thoughts, group?
No.
Fellow
We got
traveler
the,
thoughts group. Fellow
We
travelers.
got the contact for someone to
We
buy
got
this
the
spice.
contact. We know Rio's here. Rio's probably not going anywhere. I don't know if we need to get into this side quest right now.
What else do we have to do?
That's what I'm asking. Got the
To-
contact. We can
We got
get.
it.
I think that
We're
we
in
need
trouble.
to we need to recuperate before we try to take a big leap, like taking down a slave trade.
We can maybe even negotiate as part of the Avabush spice to let what's her face go, Sartha.
Well, we don't know this I don't know the contact. So.
Oh, I thought it was Rio.
And money.
No. Rio is the slave
No.
trade person, but
Yeah.
that doesn't have anything to do with this.
Rio runs the excavation slave trade thing. She has a bunch of slaves on Korribann that look for Sith artifacts that she sells.
We gotta regroup, I think, off world and get some maybe get some help to take this thing down.
Clay,
Back in
how are you feeling with your new sense of eye for justice?
It's bad that she held against her will, but it's also part of the will of the universe that it's just things like this happen.
Well, we'll help you out.
He's down to help, but he's
Just
not.
not right now.
We have a lot that we have our own problems that we need to deal with.
please help.
I'll
And
come back for you. Now let's get on the fucking ship and get out of here.
I've been here for too long. Take me with you.
We will take you with us, just not today.
Won't she die?
No, she's
if
not
we
gonna
take
die.
her with the
Yeah, but
collar,
no,
I mean.
we'll get the collar off.
Yeah, I just mean
we
she said
have-
take me with you, but
I don't have.
We
the
have no way to
mechanical
take the
ability.
collar off. We can try, but she'll most likely die.
She like has this look in her eye that she doesn't want to be a slave any longer and wants to take the risk.
God.
Ko walks up to her.
Who has the highest mechanic skill?
I can try if you wish.
I can also just try and rip it in half.
Yeah, can you just
I
like
could.
I don't know
I could
anything
try.
about it though.
No,
I
Co's,
could try and
Co's having a
convince her that
moment
she
here, I
doesn't-
think.
Okay, explain your moment.
Yeah.
Well, he sees the woman begging. He knows if he takes it off, it will either work or it won't, but it'll be settled and it'll be finished for good.
Oh.
Well, yeah.
And if she's willing, take the chance, willing to help her an end, whichever end that might be. But he said, I can help if you wish, but I may not succeed.
She nods and turns around and like pulls her hair up. You see like the weakest point of it, it's right behind the neck.
I'm gonna try and take it off with my gauntleted hand.
Let's roll mechanics. I gotta figure out how hard I want to make it. And let her rip.
Alright, so as he kind of reaches up, he goes, you'll be free one way or another, and then just tries.
Oh, fuck you.
Wow.
The mechanism that had like a white ring around it that glowed. You snap it off, and you see these two like needles, but like tiny, that were in the back of her neck. Undo carefully. The strain is she collapses to the floor and seems to be extremely weak.
Can I
That
hit her
is
with
giving
the
her some
impact?
sort of. Yeah, you can.
Pop it in her leg.
She feels a great sense of relief. And
Sweet.
I think Ko just picks her up and starts walking towards the ship.
Oh.